WDAM-7 First Alert Weather. Preparing the Pinebelt.
Welcome to Preparing the Pinebelt, a show dedicated to severe weather. I'm Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilia. For the next 30 minutes, we'll take a look back at the severe weather season of 2016 and what's ahead for 2017. Plus, we'll have some tips to protect yourself and your family when severe weather strikes. I'm not alone, though. The WDAM First Alert Weather team includes Rex Thompson and Patrick Bigby. Now, for Rex, his passion for weather started with the classic movie The Wizard of Oz because of the tornado. Then at 8, Hurricane Camille flattened his hometown of Columbia. After that, he knew he wanted a career in weather. And for the last 30 years, he's been forecasting weather right here in the Pinebelt. Patrick's passion for weather actually started as a kid, watching more of the Weather Channel than cartoons. Now, by 13, he was the youngest weather watcher for his local TV station and was an advanced Skywarn storm spotter before graduating high school. The University of South Alabama was next up for Patrick. He earned his Bachelor's of Meteorology back in 2015. Our team is dedicated to accurate forecasting and protecting you and your family during every severe weather event here in the Pinebelt. We want to start, though, with a look back at last year's winter severe weather season. It was very active. 5 days alone, 22 tornadoes formed. Rex Thompson takes a look back.
The severe weather season really picked up on Christmas Day. A brief EF0 tornado with wind estimated at 80 miles per hour moved through Smith County, damaging a chicken house. 2 days later, an EF1 tornado moved through Seminary in Covington County. This tornado had winds around 95 miles per hour and was on the ground for almost 6 miles. After a month of near misses, a strong cold front moved through the area on January 21, 2016, spawning 2 tornadoes across the area, one in Simpson County, the other in Lamar County. The Lamar County tornado was rated an EF2 with wind estimated at 115 miles per hour as it moved through northern sections of that county. While it cost $65,000 in damage, it lifted just west of Summerall and didn't go through town.
And then we just heard boom and the lights went out. It sounded like boom. I thought I was gone.
The next round of tornadic weather showed up on the 15th of February. As a cold front moved through, 6 tornadoes caused more than $800,000 in damages across the area. The final severe weather event occurred on the 23rd of February when 12 tornadoes caused a total of $500,000 in damage and killed 1 person. The strongest tornado that day was an EF2 in Baxterville. The tornado was as wide as a football field with wind estimated at 105 miles per hour. It moved through sections in Baxterville, destroying a mobile home, snapping power lines, and killing a man trying to seek shelter.
As Rex mentioned, 2016 featured multiple rounds of severe weather, but he only talked about what happened in the winter. Patrick is here now to talk more about the spring severe weather events, which included a fair amount of flooding. Patrick.
Yeah, Nick, the March floods were something few of us will ever forget. On March 10th, a slow-moving storm system dropped nearly a foot of rain in just a few hours across portions of the Pinebelt. Heavy rain swelled rivers, invaded homes, and brought travel to a halt. The hardest hit areas were in Marion, Forest, Jones, and Perry counties. In fact, some places in Perry County were underwater for nearly 3 weeks.
What looked like a bright sunny day along the Leaf River was nothing but a sign of heartache and devastation for residents in Perry County.
It's the highest we've ever seen. It flooded really bad when I was in high school, and it didn't get nearly this high, and most of my family's houses are pretty much destroyed.
The river hit its crest in New Augusta at just over 31 feet, and Perry County Sheriff Mitch Noble said it's something he's never seen before.
What I've been told back in 1974 that they had a flood that was equivalent to this one, but since in my lifetime this is one of the worst floods that I've seen.
The large parts of the county that are most affected are on and near the banks of the Leaf River, from fishing camps to homes to campers.
We're looking at over 100 homes, and is what until all the water recedes, we can't get a fair estimate on how many homes are destroyed or how many properties have water in them.
Emergency officials are calling for another 6 to 12 inches of rising water in Beaumont before the water starts to recede.
The original thing that we heard was it was going to crest at 29 foot, and then when they said 32 and a half, we all just started scrambling. We had people bring in blocks for us to block up furniture, and everybody just started getting out all the clothes, blankets, what food they can to evacuate.
Now, the flooding caused nearly $4 million of damage, according to the National Weather Service, and that doesn't even take into account the damage to roads, bridges, and other infrastructure. Now, just 1 week later, a severe thunderstorm dropped some impressive size hail in portions of the Pine Belt. This is video from that day when the hail, it ranged from marble size to baseball size hail in some areas of Marion and Lamar counties. Now, the severe thunderstorm dropped enough hail to cover the roadways and sent people racing for cover.
I heard what sounded like rain, and I come outside and it was hailing really bad. It was like golf ball size hail.
And it covered up your whole yard?
Yes, it looked like snow.
It's huge. It was big hail. I heard somebody told me that 2 guys got their windows busted out by some baseball sized.
Then 2 weeks later, the Pine Belt was hit again and had to take cover from severe weather. On the 31st, the cold front pushed the line of storms through the area with damaging wind, hail, and our last tornado of the season. In all, people had to clean up more than $770,000 of damage. The EF1 tornado, with winds estimated to 95 miles an hour, moved through Purvis. While it was on the ground for about a mile and a half, it was still able to damage the roof on the elementary school while kids were inside.
Purvis Upper, when you look at the damage, you're thankful that the good Lord was looking out for all of us today. We have an emergency plan here in Lamar County, and thankfully I am blessed with staff that, regardless of whether I'm there to make the call, they put the plan in place. We already had students in the hallway, staff overseeing them.
Thankfully, no children were injured. Things really quieted down after March. There were 2 more events in April with wind and hail, 3 more in May, but damage was generally minor. Nick?
Thanks, Patrick. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about how you can stay safe when weather like this strikes and what La Niña could mean for the upcoming spring severe weather season. Stick around.